Hey, hey, hey. Happy Saturday. I so miss my sunroof, you guys. I so miss my sunroof. Hi, hi, hi. Just wanted to come on really quickly. Checking in. I haven't been live since the Wives in Warfare challenge, I think. Here. I haven't been live here since then. I've been taking a sabbatical and much needed break and rest from social media and all of that great stuff. And I would encourage you all to do the same every now and again, just to decompress and to really get back in alignment with yourself, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. So I do that a few times throughout the year, a full like decompression, and then every now and again I'll just withdraw myself from certain activities and things and creating those boundaries in my life. And in doing that, let me tell you the good thing about that. In doing that, it helps you to reflect on where you are, who you are, what's going on with you mentally, what's going on with you emotionally, what issues and problems that may be affecting your life, may be affecting your marriage. So that's why I do that. I like to be in tune with myself. I like to be in one with myself. I like to understand what's going on with me, what's going on around me, because that's just how I think. And doing so, decompressing and just taking a step back from the world, taking a step back from things in your life helps you to do just that. And one thing I want to talk about today is anger. I've been posting a little bit about anger. I'm currently reading a book, and one of the things it talks about, the lady in particular, she experienced anger in her marriage or anger in her life, and she didn't understand where it was coming from. And I just want to talk to you just for a second because I actually have an appointment at 11:20, and I'm sitting right in front of the building, so I should be fine. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit just about anger, and I want to talk about why you're angry. You know, I talk with wives a lot, women a lot, and they share with me they're angry. They're angry in their relationships. They're angry in their marriage. They're angry at their husbands. They're angry at their parents. They're angry at whomever. And that anger is showing up. But I'm here to let you know that anger is a secondary emotion. So anger is not the first emotion that you're feeling. Whatever has happened in your life, the anger is the result. And the anger is the thing that's associated to that. Okay? Like, for instance, let's say that your husband did not call you. He was running late and he didn't call you. And let's say that you kept calling his phone and he wasn't answering. You text him and he wasn't answering. You became at that point so angry. But then you have to ask yourself, why did I become angry? What is the underlying issue that caused my anger level to go to that degree just because I couldn't get in touch with my husband? Could it be that in that moment you were reminded that you were rejected and you were feeling rejected because that's something that you experienced in your past and past relationships, and maybe from your father, your mother, you've dealt with overcoming rejection. So now because he's not answering the phone and not being responsive, the anger arose. We have to get to the underlying issues. And this scenario can be any scenario, right? Your husband walks in the room and you guys are talking. And let's say the conversation gets a little out of hand. Both you guys start raising, your voice. And you're not disrespecting or saying anything to demolish one another's character, but your voices just got a little raised. And then you became so angry, like outraged anger. What is the underlying issue? Is that reminding you of something that you've experienced in the past? Is that a trigger for you? The yelling, the screaming, the raising of the voice? Is that bringing other thoughts and feelings back, which is associated to the issue and now is contributing to the anger? These are the type of things that we have to talk about, and we have to get to the root cause. We have to get to the root cause of these things. And this is something that I do in my life often, more now than ever. I'm always looking for the underlying issue. What is the underlying issue? What is the underlying problem? What has me in this state emotionally? What has me in this state mentally? And you know, many of you are out there, you're experiencing issues, constant turmoil, constant issues in your marriage, constant unhappiness, you know, constantly saying how you want to give up and how you want to leave, and you want divorce and you're over it. But you have to ask yourself why. What has caused you to get to this place? It's not your husband, it's not your wife. You know, they may have contributed to it by way of how they treat you, but they're not the underlying issue. There's another underlying issue that we have to tackle and we have to get to the root of. And I talk about this so often because I know, even in my own marriage, even in my own life, how past things could have and did affect my marriage, and how I had to be able to look at what the real issue was and stop blaming my husband, stop blaming my dad, stop blaming my ex, whomever, and really say, okay, this is why I feel this way. I feel angry because I feel rejected. I feel angry because I feel abandoned. I feel angry because I feel unloved. I feel angry because I feel undervalued. You know, you may be in a scenario where you have kids and you feel like your husband is not helping you with the children, or not helping you to the degree that you need him to help you. I want to ask the question, have you asked him? Have you shared with him? Have you expressed to him? Not in a disrespectful way, not in an undermining way, not in a sarcastic way, not in you should know better way, but have you shared your heart with him and helping him to understand the stress that's on you and the overwhelm that's on you? Or are you pretending like Superwoman, like you have it all together, and then getting mad when he's not stepping in and helping? And is that reminding you of how when you grew up, how your father was there, you know, he was there physically, but mentally and emotionally, he was not. He was there financially, but he wasn't there in any other way. So what is that reminding you of? And what is contributing to that feeling of now feeling frustrated, now feeling overwhelmed, now feeling undervalued, now feeling unloved by your husband? It's another issue that's there. And we have to get to the root cause. So when we talk about anger, again, anger is a secondary emotion. There's always an initial emotion or issue that causes or that reveals the anger that you are experiencing. So I'm going to give you some homework, and I'm going to come back a little later today. I think a little later today or tomorrow. I want to give you some homework. I want you to write down a moment where you were angry. So this is the first thing. Write down a moment you were angry. Number one. Number two, write down why you were angry. Why, what caused it, right? And then number three, write down what contributed to the anger. Write down what you feel is the root cause. Like, so for instance, let's say I was angry with my husband because he didn't take out the trash, okay? Then number two, you're going to say, okay, I'm angry. What caused it? Because he didn't take out the trash, and he never takes out the trash. It's like I have to remind him to take out the trash. He never helps me, right? Let's say that. And then number three, you're going to get to the root cause. You're going to say, this reminds me of feeling like I'm doing all the work. I feel like I'm in this marriage by myself. So I want you to really start unpacking and uncovering the issue. And then I'm going to ask the question, if that's your scenario or similar, what are you going to do to resolve? So number four is going to be, what are you going to do to resolve? So is that going to my husband and sharing with him? You know, it wasn't that I was upset that you weren't taking out the trash. It's a much bigger issue than that. It's not that I'm upset that you're not helping with the kids. It's a much bigger issue than that. It's not that I'm upset that you don't show love and affection toward me. It's a much bigger issue than that. And here is my bigger issue. And I'm willing to be open and emotionally vulnerable with you and sharing with you why I feel this way, and hoping that you can help me in this area because you are my husband, right? So hoping that you can help me in this area. Hey, sis. Hey, Kara. So we have to, you know, we should be able to be very vulnerable, emotionally vulnerable, mentally vulnerable with our husbands, and be able to share. But honey, I was upset you didn't take out the trash, but it's a much bigger issue than that. It reminds me that I'm still a single parent. I feel like I'm a single parent. You know, it seems to me that you're not helping me with the kids, and it makes me feel overwhelmed and frustrated, and I get emotionally hijacked because I feel like I'm all alone. I know that's not your intent, but I feel like I'm all alone when I appear to be doing everything by myself, and it seems like you're going through life doing whatever. You go get your haircuts, you go hang out with your boys, you do all of that, but here I'm left to take care of the house. And I wish that you would help me more. Right? You see how that can go? So we have to change the course of our conversations, and we have to change the positioning of our conversations so that we can change the results. We can have more control over the narrative. So I just wanted to come in and step in. I'll be having these conversations more often on anger, on rejection, all of these things. These are things that I've experienced. I didn't have an anger problem, but I've become angry at things that didn't make any sense, or things that did not warrant the level of anger that I experienced at the time. So I had to do my own self-reflection and dig up my own bones and pick up my own wounds to see why. And I'm asking you all to do the same. So I'm going to come back either a little later today or even tomorrow, and we'll continue to have these conversations. So hopefully you enjoyed this quick video. I have to go because I have an appointment like right now, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it, and go through and do those 4 steps. So you have to look at the replay, go back and do those 4 steps, and you guys tell me what you come up with, and we'll have a conversation later on. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.